Muy bien,
Alright,
¿qué
what's
pasa
up out
allá
there
en
in YouTube land?
Primero
So,
que nada,
first of all, I
realmente
totally
quiero
want to
agradecerles a
thank you
todos
guys
por
all for
revisar
checking
el
out the
canal,
channel.
siempre
Always
dejando
leaving awesome
comentarios
comments
increíbles y
and
sabes cosas
you know,
que
things
crees
that
que
you think
ayudarían
that
a
would
mejorar
help
el
improve
sitio,
the site,
lo
which
cual
is
siempre
always
es
welcome.
bienvenido. Pero realmente
But
quiero aprovechar
really
este
want to
momento
take
para
this time to
decirles
tell you how much I
cuánto
appreciate
agradezco a
everybody
todos los que
checking
ven el
out the
canal,
channel and
cuentan a sus
telling their
amigos
friends and
y
passing
comparten
the
los
videos
videos.
on.
Difunde el mensaje. Entonces, de
So
todos
anyways,
modos, una de las
one of the most
preguntas más
frequently asked
frecuentes que
questions I
recibo
get
es
is
sobre
my
mi
rig.
equipo. Así que
So once
de
and
una
for
vez por
all,
todas
I'm
voy a
gonna just
mostrarles
show it
todo
all
porque no
to
puedo
you because I
escribir muy
can't type very
rápido.
fast.
Así que a veces
So
cuando
sometimes
parece
when
que
it
no
seems like I'm
respondo,
not
recibo
responding
todos
to
tus
you, I get all your
mensajes, pero
messages, but I just
simplemente picoteo de
chicken
pollo.
peck.
Definitivamente
Definitely
no
not
2012, no como uno de esos
not like one of these
pequeños
little
18,000 palabras por
words a minute,
minuto, jaja,
LOL,
BFT, bla bla bla,
blah,
tipo
blah,
y
blah,
tonto.
typing fool. So,
Entonces, de todos
anyways,
modos,
blah, blah, blah.
aquí vamos.
Here we go.
Equipo.
The rig.
Vamos
Let's
a
check it
ver.
out.
Así
So
que
first
para
off,
empezar
I
tengo
have
mi
my amp
amplificador
here.
aquí.
This is
Es un
a
gabinete
single
abierto
12
de una
open
sola
back
12.
cabinet.
Entonces,
It's divided
dividido
by
por 13, la
13. The
cabeza
head
es
is a
un
BTR
23.
23.
Estos divididos por 13
These divided by
amperios,
13 amps
son
are my
mis
favorite
amplificadores
amps
favoritos en
in
existencia. Son
existence. They're
realmente
really
increíbles.
awesome, and
Y
what I
lo que más
really
me gusta de los
love most about the
amplificadores
amps
es
is
no solo
not
graban
only do
muy
they
bien, por
record
lo que
really
quedan
well,
muy
so they
bien cuando
sit
grabas
really
con
nice when you
ellos en
record
una
with them in a
pista,
track,
sino que también
but when
en
you're
una
in a band
situación de banda,
situation, you can really
realmente
hear
puedes
yourself on stage,
oírte
and
en
it
el
really
escenario y eso
transmutes out into
realmente
the,
se
or transmits, I should
transmite
say,
hacia el
out into the
cuarto.
room
Cuando están con
really
micrófono lo
well
hacen
when they're
realmente
mic'd
bien,
up.
son
They're just
simplemente fenomenales
phenomenal
en
at
eso.
that. So,
Sabes que muchas
you know,
veces en el
oftentimes in
pasado
the past
conseguí
I'd
este
get this amp and I'm like,
amplificador y
yeah, it
pensaba
sounds
sí suena
epic
épico
in
en
my
mi
bedroom.
habitación,
But
pero
it
es un rollo cuando
sucks when
salgo
I
a
go out
tocar
and
en
play
vivo
live because
porque
I
no
can't
me
hear
oigo,
myself. So,
así que no tengo ese
I do
problema
not
con estos
have that
amplis.
problem with these
Además,
amps.
me
Plus, I just
encanta
love
su
the tone of them.
sonido.
So,
Ese es el
that's the
amplificador
amp.
ahora. De
Now,
nuevo es un
again, it's a
BTR
BTR 23. I've had a few of the amps. I love them all. It just matters what kind of taste you like. That particular amp has a tube called a KT88, which just gets an awesome kind of natural, I mean, you've heard the video, so you get the idea of what it sounds like, but it's a real natural, creamy, but really clear overdrive. So, for the guitars, those are the two guitars you always see in the videos. This first one over here, these are both Bill Nash guitars. So this first one, this pink Strat, is a 60s issue Nash. So the humbucker is the only thing that's not original in the guitar. All I did was I routed out at the angle of the single coil pickup so that humbucker's a little cockeyed in there. But what we have is the bridge pickup is a DiMarzio tone zone. And the other two pickups are Lawler pickups, which are my favorite pickups ever made. They're just amazing. They sound super clear. They just have that great Strat and telly tone. I can't highly recommend it. If you have a guitar that you kind of like, but it's cheap, and you're like, you know, I can't really afford to get a, you know, $1,500 or $2,000 whatever Fender Relic, whatever. Throw some new pickups in it and check that out. So that's that, and then this telly is also a Bill Nash guitar. Same pickups, obviously not the same pickups as the Strat, but same pickup maker. That's the, I think he does a custom round pickup for the Nash guitars. They're just a little bit hotter than what a normal, you know, 60s style pickup would be. Both guitars are alder bodies with rosewood necks, and they're just amazing. I can't talk highly enough about them. If you got a Nash dealer in your area, I highly recommend you go check them out. They're that nice in between, you know, a super pricey Fender Relic and a cheaper, you know, like a Highway 1 Strat or something, or a Road Worn, which are great guitars too. For the money, you know, the Road Worn Strats, if you're kind of on a budget, or Tellys are amazing. I really like those as well. So let's go on to the pedal board here. Okay, so here's the pedal board. It's really a humble little board. What I do is I start off over here with this Boss tuner.
Es solo un
It's just a
afinador
chromatic tuner.
cromático, y
And
lo que
what's
es
cool
genial de
about
los
the
afinadores
chromatic tuners
cromáticos es
is
que puedes golpear las
you can just
cuerdas
hit
de
the
tu
strings in your
guitarra
guitar
al aire,
open
en lugar de tener que
rather than
pulsar
having
un
to, you
pequeño
know,
botón
click a
para
little
afinar cuerda
button
por
to
cuerda.
go string per string.
La
You know,
mayoría de los
most
afinadores de
pedal
teclado
tuners are
son
that way
así ahora,
at
pero lo
this
que también
point.
es
But what's
genial
also
es
cool
que
is it will
silenciará
mute
cuando estás afinando en
when
el
you're tuning
escenario
on
para
stage, so
no,
you're
ya
not,
sabes, sonar
ringing out
fuerte
loud
y
and
parecer
sounding
un
like a
geek.
geek.
Next,
I go into this Wampler Ego compressor. The Ego compressor is amazing. I don't typically use compression, but my buddy's like, dude, you gotta check this thing out. You'll love it. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. But he's right. It is amazing. And what it's really cool for is, well, it has a lot of great sounds, but if you're doing like a clean, really kind of rhythmic stuff like In Excess or funk or anything like that, what they do is they really even out all of the attack on the strings, so everything sounds really smooth and consistent. And you can also use it as kind of like a little gain pedal. You crank up the output a little bit more and it'll help give you sustain. Now that's great also if you're doing country where you're, say you're soloing and it's predominantly clean, that'll give you that little extra bit of sustain on the clean sound. Also if you boost the signal with like a drive or something, it gives you a really nice high end on the sound. I don't know really how to describe it. Like a David Gilmour from Pink Floyd or a player like that, you can really hear compression in playing. It sounds amazing. And then the next pedal I have is this full tone Clyde Wah. It's not the deluxe, it's just the basic one. True bypass, awesome pedal. And then I have these next two pedals are both divided by 13 pedals. This first one is a highball. And what's cool about that pedal, you can see the little numbers in that middle button there. It has basically 5 pedals in one. So it has the little LEDs or diodes or whatever you want to call them that makes the different sounds of different pedals. So there's different combinations per click. You can't see it, but where that patch cord comes in, there's also a little high cut knob that you can use, and then it just has gain and boost like a normal pedal. This one is the lift. This is probably my favorite pedal on my whole board. It's basically just a clean boost. It would be like going over and turning your amp up. It just sounds amazing. It doesn't change the tone of your amp at all. It gives it a little more love. The pedal's just, I can't say enough about that pedal. If I only had one pedal to take with me somewhere, that would definitely be it. This is a Micro Vibe. It's a Voodoo Labs pedal. It's a great pedal that's fairly inexpensive. Some of the Vibe pedals can be pretty pricey. This one's, you know, pretty mellow. I think it's like $120 or something like that. It gets that great Hendrixy little wing machine gun. If any Trower fans out there, it does really good for the Trower stuff as well. You can't afford a full tone, which is another great pedal, or my favorite, the Mega Vibe, which is a pain to get. That's a great option right there. This next pedal is amazing, complicated, but amazing. It's a Strymon El Capistan, and that little button there on the right is the favorite switch, so it lets you have a couple different delay settings. It emulates basically like an old tape echo, and it just sounds phenomenal. I mean, it's one of those pedals that you really can tweak with and get just a ton of different sounds. I'll zoom in here a little bit so you can see just how many options you have. You know, you have all those tape age and repeats and wow and flutter and mix and time and tap tempo and everything you'd ever need in a delay pedal. It sounds just awesome. If you're in the market for a good delay pedal, look no further. This one's amazing. And then all these pedals go through a Voodoo Labs power supply. Now, there's a lot of power supplies out there. I like Voodoo Labs. This thing's been with me for, God, 10 years at least. And it's isolated little DC or input jacks for your pedals for power. And what's cool, instead of plugging them all into one, you know, power surge protector or whatever, this isolates each individual little spot. So there's 8 different pedal connections in there. And it really helps quiet down
la
the
señal.
signal.
Tienen diferentes
They have different
formatos
formats
de
of this
este
pedal.
pedal.
Some of them will
Algunos de ellos
accept the
aceptarán los
12 volt or
voltios o
14 volt, like the
voltios,
Line
como
6
Line
pedals
6
or
o lo que
whatever.
sea.
This
Esta
is
es solo
just
la
the
primera
first
edición
edition
que han
they've
tenido
had.
y nunca lo he
And I've
cambiado.
never
Lo que es
changed it.
genial es
What's
que,
cool
como
about it
puedes
too
ver
is
en
it
la parte
has,
de
as you can
atrás,
see in the
tengo
back,
uno
I
de
have one of
esos.
those
También hay
wall
enchufes
warts for
para
the
los
Strymon
Strymon
plugged into
conectados
as
a
well.
él,
So
así
there's
que hay un
actually
enchufe de
a
corriente
AC plug
alterna también la
in the
parte
back
de
of it as well.
atrás. Pero
But
básicamente
that
eso
is
es
pretty
todo.
much it in a nutshell.
Sabes que no me complico
I don't get
mucho
super
con los
zen with
cables.
cables.
Conseguí uno de
I
esos
got one of those
cables
cool
enrollados,
curly Q
geniales, me
cables
gusta
I really
mucho,
like a
creo
lot.
que
I
lo
think
hace
Bullet
Bullet
makes it
o
or
algo
something like
así.
that.
Y estos son solo tus
And
cables
these are
de
just, your
conexión
typical
típicos de
$5
centro de
Guitar Center
guitarra,
patch
de
cables.
$5.
All that
Todo
stuff
eso
makes a
hace una
difference.
diferencia,
There
hay
is
una
a difference
diferencia en el
in
tono con
tone
los
with
cables.
cables.
Es solo si te gusta o no,
It's
sabes
just whether
que si
you
quieres
like it or
esos
not.
agudos
Do
que
you want that high
proporciona
end that the
el cable de
$190 cable
$120,
provides?
tal vez tú
Maybe you do,
sí,
maybe you
tal
don't.
vez
I just
no,
particularly
simplemente a
don't
mí
care
no
that
me
much.
importa
And
tanto, ya sabes,
I'll get
conseguiré cables
medium of the
medianos de
road
carretera, ya
cables.
sabes,
I'll
conseguiré
get
cables
monster
monstruo,
cables or
cables de onda
Planet Wave
planetaria
cables or
estuve
I was
usando
using
cables
quantum cables
cuánticos
for
por
a
un
while. Those are
tiempo,
good,
son buenos,
inexpensive,
baratos, bien hechos,
well-made
cables libres de
oxygen-free
oxígeno
cable
también.
as well.
Y eso es todo,
And
así
that
que
is
ese
about
es
it.
todo el
So that's the
equipo.
whole rig.
Ahora
Now
todos
all of
ustedes
you
lo
will
sabrán
know
con
for
certeza,
sure
cada
every piece,
pieza,
nook and
rincón y
cranny
cranny del
of the
tono.
tone.
Muy bien, gracias
All
nuevamente
right.
por ver,
Thanks
chicos.
again so
Tengo
much for
muchos más
watching, you
videos
guys.
en
I got
camino.
a ton more
He
videos coming
estado
on the
un
way.
poco
Been a
distraído
little distracted
últimamente,
lately, but
pero preparándome para
getting ready
desatar
to
la carga
unleash
madre,
the
así que
mother
nos vemos
load.
la próxima vez.
So
Está
I'll catch you
bien,
next time.
nos
All right,
vemos.
see ya.